Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Szabo, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G. Hello, and welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. I'm Anna.
And Amy.
And it's just the two of us again today for an emergency episode.
That's right.
The truth is, by the time we finish recording this episode, something else is going to happen.
Yeah.
So let me just say that we are recording this episode, time of recording, Tuesday, April 16th, 2024 at 10:20 a.m. Central Time.
Yes, we are just days away from the Tortured Poets Department being released.
We're just days away, and I am just like, I can't think straight, honestly. Like, we talk about the Swiftie Zoomies, like when we get, anything Taylor Swift related. I already have the Swiftie Zoomies.
Yeah, well, we've talked about, we're probably not going to be able to sleep on late Thursday night, Friday morning, Thursday night, yeah.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that, Amy. Yes. In case you guys need, can you hear in my voice how I just frantic?
Yeah, and you're shaking.
I'm like shaking. Thank you, Don.
Just some technical stuff.
What were we talking about?
Well, we are having a live listening party on Thursday night.
Yes. Midnight
Eastern time
on our YouTube channel. You can just find us 13 a Taylor Swift fan podcast on our YouTube channel. The lights are off. Quite literally in our studio. That's okay. We can continue talking in the dark.
Yes.
Yes, we are hosting. This is a mess. This is such a mess, but this is the life of a
perfect
Swiftie.
for this moment.
This is the life. The lights went off in the studio and also in my head.
So we'd like for you to join us.
Yes. Okay. Thursday night.
Yes.
At midnight Eastern.
Yes.
The Tortured Poets Department will drop. And at that time, we will be live on our YouTube channel doing a live stream listening party. So if you are looking for a way to celebrate the new album, the second that it drops, if you're looking for friends to listen with, you can have us.
Yes.
You have us. You always have us over on our YouTube channel.
And Nick and Lacey will be joining us.
Nick and Lacey will be there. Will be there as well. We did this when Midnights came out, and it was just such a cool way to connect with other Swifties with the new album. There's something so special about hitting play on a brand new Taylor Swift album. And this album is going to be just out of this world. We're going to learn a lot. It's going to be a lot to take in. So we're going to need each other. We're going to need our shoulder, a shoulder to lean on. So please join us Thursday night at midnight Eastern over on our YouTube channel for a live stream listening party. The way that it works, in case you weren't there for our Midnights one, we can't, with the live stream, like licensing and stuff, we can't like play the music out loud. Mm-hmm. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have the album pulled up and we're all going to have headphones. And so you also, as a listener, as a participant on your end, you don't need to use headphones, but you'll have the music, of course. And so then we'll be like, okay, we're going to start track 1 and hit play.
Yes.
So we all listen to it at the same time.
Yeah, and then we can have our own thoughts and share theories or initial reactions.
Right, and with the live stream, there's like a chat so people can be, reacting at the same time. So that's our plan for Thursday. And then next Saturday, April 27th, we are hosting Swifties in the Park at Grandscape in the Colony, Texas. That is going to be basically an afternoon. It's from 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be an afternoon to celebrate the new album with other Swifties in a park. We're going to do a live podcast. We're going to have giveaways and games, and we're going to have a Swiftie Market.
I'm very excited about
this because this was an idea that we had to celebrate Swifties with small businesses. And so just to highlight some of the businesses that we already have confirmed to be there. So we're going to have, of course, like Etsy type pop-ups that, we'll have Swifties there that are selling their own designs of t-shirts, stickers, cups, tote bags, hats, like things like that. We're also going to have a Swiftie tattoo artist doing flash tattoos. Mm-hmm. We're also going to have a Swiftie that I believe, doing like paintings of some sort.
Yes, watercolor
Paintings. And we're also going to have a comedian who's a huge Swiftie. Her name is Mona, and she is going to be doing a little bit of a Swiftie stand-up set. So that's going to be
exciting.
Really, really cool. So we're super, super excited. It's an all-ages event. Tickets are only $13, and you can get those at the13podcast.net. If you have any sort of questions about it, please email us, or there's a million ways to contact us via social media. Just let us know, and we hope to see you there. But we need to talk about the reason that we are gathered here today.
Yes,
for this,
chaos.
For this, dare I say, meeting of us, the students of the Tortured Poets Department. So today is Tuesday.
It is.
Yesterday was Monday. Yesterday was day one of the Tortured Poets Department release week, and it was just absolute chaos. I feel like I've lived 13,000 lives in the span of the last 24 hours.
Things are speeding up and slowing down at the same time.
So, okay, I've tried my best to gather everything that happened, so we can just kind of go through it.
Yes, okay.
I'm sure that I missed something, so please let us know what we missed. So we're going to start with something that actually happened a few days ago with the Apple Music Word of the Day. Where did y'all get that idea?
Thieves.
Y'all are lucky that I fell off of my own Word of the Day series, because otherwise we'd be hearing from my lawyers. Just kidding. Apple Music is doing a Word of the Day where in the lyrics, very Taylor Swift-esque, in the lyrics of some of her songs, there's random letters that are capitalized, and we're trying to unscramble them. So on the first day, it was in the song Glitch, and the word was hereby. And then the next day, it was in the song Peace, and the word was conduct. And then yesterday, it was in Better Than Revenge, and the word was this. So we have hereby conduct this. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the words themselves are out of order, like if it'll, like what the sentence will be, or if it's going to be like hereby conduct
This is the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah.
It could be rearranged.
Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure, but it is, if it is in order, it's spelling out glitch backwards.
Yes.
So far.
Yes.
Which is just interesting.
A little nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking. Because as we know, there's a lot of theories and questions around the glitch.
Right.
Which we first saw during the Red Taylor's Version era. This is like so convoluted. In the Red Taylor's Version era, Taylor posted a TikTok video to promote Wildest Dreams Taylor's version. And in the video, it glitched.
Yes.
And we were like, what is going on? And then on the Midnight's 3 a.m. edition, she has a song called Glitch.
Yes.
So are these connected? Is there a glitch? What is going on? The fact that Glitch was the first song in this Word of the Day series is interesting. And then the fact that it's spelling out glitch backwards is also interesting. Let me look right now just in real time to make sure there isn't a new word out right now. This is awesome that they're doing this because it just goes back to the absolute roots of the Easter eggs.
Yeah. And we were the song, the track list got leaked. So all those games that we might have been able to play prior to that getting leaked, maybe this is just another way to have that fun aspect that Taylor has with her fans when something gets released. The game, the fun of it all.
Yes. Yeah. So as of right now, as of us recording this, there hasn't been another word yet. So I'm sure the second that we're done recording is when we'll get another word. But
Stay tuned.
I'll check back before we finish recording this. So there's that. That's one thing.
Yes.
Then over on Taylor's Instagram page, did you notice this? If you go to her Instagram page and you like swipe it down like you're trying to refresh it, there's a countdown.
I did not see that.
Yeah, look, I'll show you. I had to update the app for it to work.
She would have to work with Instagram to do that.
So she's working with, not me searching 13 podcasts on Instagram. You'll see every single platform is working with her.
Yeah.
And Nick always talks about kind of like the business aspect of her marketing, but it's interesting to note that like Taylor Swift is the biggest artist right now. Like, obviously I'm biased, but that's just a fact.
Yeah.
She's the biggest artist right now. So of course, every single platform, every single company is going to want to try to work with her and have a piece. And so we're kind of seeing every single streaming service, brand, social media platform. Like last week, her music got back on TikTok.
Right.
Now we're seeing things with Apple Music, Instagram. We'll get into what Spotify's doing. All of this, you know, this is the biggest thing happening in music right now. So of course, like, this is crazy. So okay, look,
I'm watching.
If you go to her Instagram page and you like swipe it down, wait, it's not doing it.
I believe you though.
Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, it's not working properly right now, but if you swipe it down, there's like a little hand emoji.
So it's not giving like an actual number.
Well, it tried to. Maybe it's just my phone. It was working earlier, and then it says.
I see it. Yeah.
And then it says the Tortured Poets Department. And there's supposed to be like a little countdown for when the album comes out.
Okay. So it's counting down to the album.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know why my phone is not.
Well, I saw a little something that I don't normally see.
She's so cute.
She is cute.
Okay, so there's that. Now, moving on our checklist of
things that
chaos. There was a Swiftie that went to Target yesterday and noticed that, you know, Target is starting to set up for the Taylor Swift vinyls and everything and CDs and everything that are about to come out. That, you know how every time her albums come out, there's like displays that have her picture on it and stuff. So there was a Swiftie that noticed, you know, like a blank shelf, and it said Taylor Swift, like for the new album, like where they're going to put the new album, and it was empty.
Okay.
There was also an empty shelf for an album or artist, and it said Serpentine.
That's a snake.
It is a snake. And that shelf is also empty.
And it's on the display.
Yes, right on top of the Taylor Swift shelf. So,
where was this? Which Target? You don't have to tell me. But I'm just wondering if this is all of them, or if this just is one specific one.
I don't know.
Because she's kind of all over the place, which we'll get to.
I'll show you a picture.
LA, Chicago.
Here's like the picture of what it looks like, and you can swipe to see it zoomed in. I don't know where.
Gosh.
I don't know where exactly.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, is that related to Taylor Swift?
Right.
Is it a different artist that has an album called Serpentine that we just are unaware about? I tried searching like Serpentine album 2024, things like that. I did find a couple of different artists. There's another artist named Banks, I believe, that has an album called like Serpentina, but that came out in 2022. So I don't know. And then other people were saying that it's possible that since Serpentine, like the number of letters and things like that, it could have been used by Target as a code for like the things that will be placed under it, and it could be like deluxe editions of the Tortured Poets Department, or like the Black Dog edition, or the Albatross edition, things like that are like related, but it's not. It doesn't say like Tortured Poets Department, like deluxe or things like that,
coded for their specific company.
Yes, so that's a possibility, or
it could be a double album and Reputation's coming out.
It could be related to Reputation.
Our mind goes wild.
Serpentine is also the name of a lake in London, in Hyde Park. So there's that. And then other Swifties started looking into Serpentine. Also, there was this woman named Loie Fuller, and she is credited as being the pioneer of modern dance from like the early 1900s. Okay. And she was known for her Serpentine dance. Oh. Which is the choreography that inspired some of the choreography in on the Reputation tour. And like Taylor had said that. And so years ago, like back during the Reputation era, like Vogue did like a whole spread on like, oh, like Taylor Swift's muse, Loie Fuller, like learn about her and all this stuff. And so Serpentine showing up there too is just an interesting connection. Yeah. So not entirely sure what's going on there.
But the Swiftie senses are tingling.
They are going off. Now, we've always clowned for Reputation Taylor's version. So,
well, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen eventually. Will it happen coinciding with the Tortured Poets Department? The truth is we don't know.
We don't know. I personally don't think so. But she knows with people clowning with that, there's going to be more talk. There's going to be more happening. So she's going to let it happen.
That's very true, and that's a great point. And it's like, you can see it from two angles, where if you look at it from the business angle, I don't think Taylor Swift would have a brand new album compete with a Taylor's version album. She's just competing with herself at that point.
Yeah.
From an artistic angle, the reputation and the Tortured Poets department artistically would be bookends,
Which we will also
get into. So it's and the thing is, Taylor Swift plays by her own rules. So I'm never going to rule anything out. Do I personally think Reputation, Taylor's version, is going to drop at the same time? No.
I would be shocked.
I would be truly shocked. But could it happen?
Yes.
And we just have to wait a few days to find out, you know?
We know that she loves to shock us.
I know. So, what is going on? So there's that.
Okay.
Moving down our Swiftie list.
Yes, the chaos continues.
The chaos continues over in Chicago. So yesterday, there was a QR code that was being painted.
Huge
QR code being painted on the side of a building. And the QR code was made up of small little 13s and small little TTPDs.
Yes.
And so as soon as it started going up, Swiftie started noticing this. My little brother lives in Chicago. So I sent him a picture and I said, I need you to find this. My little brother is a godsend. He is an absolute angel on earth. And he was like, oh, I found it. And I was like, how did you? I literally sent you a picture of a building. How did you find it? My brother's very good with directions. And he was like, oh, I know what building that is. He goes, that's actually 3 blocks away from where I'm at. And I was like, no way. He was like, let me go. So he goes over there and he FaceTime called me. And this was about 7 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
So he calls me, we're on FaceTime. And so since it was actively being built, he couldn't scan it. So he was like, I'll be back tomorrow to check it, but I can't scan it right now. And I was like, okay, but how's the energy? How's the vibe? Because there was a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
So he showed me through his phone, so creepy, at the people there. There was a bunch of Swifties there in Taylor Swift t-shirts. There were some that had 13s on their hands. And I was like, I hope you realize this is a moment in history, that you're experiencing in real time. You're seeing in person, the marketing of a literal mastermind, a genius. And he was like, yeah, this is cool. Really cool. This is really cool. And he's so funny too. He told me, he was like, it was so funny because earlier that day he was in the car with one of his friends. And she was like, oh, sorry. I hope you don't mind. I have Taylor Swift playing in the car. And he goes, oh no, I'm a Swiftie. And she was like, oh really? And he goes, yeah, have you heard of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast? And he said that he just gave the whole spiel on the podcast. I was like, you're basically our intern.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you so much to my little brother, Pato, in Chicago. He's the sweetest thing to ever happen. And I love him so much.
Live on the scene.
Reporting, my live on the scene reporter from the QR code. And he did go back this morning and he scanned it. And what it was, if you go and scan it, it takes you to a YouTube Shorts video, speaking of other platforms. So this YouTube Shorts video,
it's Taylor Swift's channel.
It's just kind of a blank, background in the color scheme of the Tortured Poets department. And it says error 321.
Which we saw already.
Yes.
Whenever right before the Grammys, and she made the announcement of the album coming.
Yes. So it said error 321 on her website. And if you remember, that day of the Grammys, we figured out that was a red herring. So the day of the Grammys, we are all thinking, oh my God, Reputation, Taylor's version's coming. It's coming. I literally put on my Reputation t-shirt, my actual literal clown costume. And then she announced the Tortured Poets department. And we were all like, wait, what? So the fact that we're seeing the exact same error, it makes me question, is this another red herring? Is this what? What is
We're
this?
all focused on one thing, and she's going to hit us with something else.
Yes. And I wonder what that something else is. Is it Reputation? Is it something else? We don't
know, but I don't know. I don't want to brush you.
No, please.
But if we're going along with the theme, Spotify told us about an installation, a Taylor Swift installation that they're doing.
Yes.
It's a library.
Yes. Now, just to let our listeners know, Amy and I, we're book girls. Like we're bookie girls. Like we love reading. We have like our own little book club because we read the same books at the same time and then talk about it. So to see a Taylor Swift
It is gorgeous.
library themed installation, I like almost started crying this morning because I was like, I wish I could be there so bad. like that is like my literal dreams.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that's incredible. So as of right now, I haven't seen too much details on the pop-up itself. It looks like an actual library, which is very, very cool. It's like filled with books and things like that. And then I saw someone saying that the layout of it looks like it could be like you feel like you're in her office almost. Like you're in the office of the chairman of the Tortured Poets department.
That's a good description.
But also something that everyone's talking about online right now is that on one of the bookshelves is this like figurine type thing, if that's what you call it, that's doing the two.
Oh,
It's
girl.
like a hand, it's like the hand, the two, the peace sign
that she's been teasing us with.
been teasing. So now this is a theory that we have talked about before on could it be possible that Taylor Swift has been writing a book?
And it came up whenever the All Too Well short film came out because she was an author and she had a book at the end.
Yes. And when that music video came out, we had talked about on the podcast about how like it would be very possible that because we know she's working on a movie, on directing a movie. We're like, so she could also be working on a book and not even like, yes, I think she could do definitely like a novel, like a story novel book. I also think she could do like a collection of poems. So I kind of feel like the double twos that we're getting is going to be something physical like that. Like we're going to have the Tortured Poets department, as an album, like audio. But we could also get the Tortured Poets department, like a collection of short poems, like as a physical book.
Right.
That's kind of where my head is going. That's where I'm leaning towards.
And it wouldn't fight. She wouldn't be competing against herself.
Right. It would be like an added element. And that could also because when you order the different variants on her website, if you order the CDs, they come with like bookmarks, like collector's bookmarks. And so it's kind of, leading up to, something
with the theme,
something physical. Yes. And on theme. She could also very well write like a novel, and I was thinking about this morning when I woke up, I thought if Taylor Swift were to write a novel, like let's say hypothetically, like a fiction novel, a story, would she want to release it as like written by Taylor Swift, knowing that it would immediately be number one because we're all going to buy it because it's Taylor Swift? Or would she want to not say like that she'd use like an alias or something like that, but like I almost wonder if she would have like some sort of, what's it called when you don't use your real name when you write a book?
Not alter ego. I know exactly what you're trying to say. Yes.
A pen name or something like that. Which is what makes me think that maybe she's going to release like her own written work of poems, but yes, like written by Taylor Swift because it coincides with her songwriting. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. To know, are saying that she would use a pen name because she'd want to know how successful it was without using her name?
Yes, but I was thinking more so like, because then we would look at the story through like everything that we know about like her life almost.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like almost by like writing a novel and releasing it under a pen name, I feel like then you could dive into like the characters and the story and stuff and not connect it back to like Taylor Swift's like life. Because if she were to write a novel and it's like, written by Taylor Swift, but it's, these characters like hypothetically, I'm currently reading A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So hypothetically, like let's say that was written by Taylor Swift. We would find all sorts of connections of like, was this character inspired by this ex? Was this situation inspired by this song? You know what I mean? Like,
but it's funny because we know she's doing a movie. I don't think I'm gonna feel that way with the movie that she's writing.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wonder why we would feel that way with the book, because I think I would too. Maybe not, but that is something interesting to think about.
But that's a valid counterpoint.
Even if she does release a book in her name or a pen name, it's going to be amazing. Can you imagine?
Oh, No. Unreal. But we also have some really, really sweet listeners that yesterday they were messaging us saying that they're going to the Spotify event tonight or today. And they were like, yeah, we'll send you guys pictures. We'll like tag you and stuff. And I was like, please, 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 please. Like, I need to live vicariously through our Swifties around the world, you know?
Yeah, so we've got LA, we've got Chicago, and poor Florida. We've got a song for Florida and nothing going on there right now.
Maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen in Florida, and then maybe something will happen in Dallas, Texas.
That'd be great. Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you so much, Taylor. So that's developing in real time. I mean, all of this is developing in real time. But then also another thing that I think we should talk about is, Amy, something that you sent yesterday in our group chat.
Oh, yeah. So the songwriting credits.
Yes, the songwriting credits. Let me pull them up. Gosh, we text a lot.
We do. We're on top of it.
Okay, yes. So, Amy, you sent us the songwriting credits.
I did.
And it's basically the Folklorian trio.
It is.
Across this album.
Exciting.
Taylor Swift, of course, on every single track, because every single song Taylor sings is written by Taylor. And then we've got some with Jack Antonoff and some with Aaron Dessner. Mm-hmm. And then Austin Post, that's Post Malone, he got a writing credit on Fortnite and
Florence.
For Florida. Yes. So I thought it was really interesting that
we did the pre-ranking before we listened to the album, because the album's not out yet.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I had 3 out of the 5 for Aaron Dessner, which, wow.
You were so on point. Yes, in case you guys have missed it, today, actually, we have another episode out where we, the 4 of us, rank the Tortured Poets Department song titles. Like, we're guessing what our favorite songs are going to be based only on the titles, because, of course, we haven't heard any of the songs.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that, like, you picked 3 out of the 5 that Aaron Dessner.
I did. And then I did have an honorable mention, so can't we, like, 3.5.
Yeah.
We had 3.5 there. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, something funny to note is that, like, even though that episode's being posted today, we recorded it last week, and we had a long discussion on, is So Long London actually 9 minutes long?
Right. It is not.
I kid you not, 5 minutes after we were done recording, we were leaving the studio, there was like the track links were out.
Yeah.
So if you watch that episode on our YouTube channel, I added, like, when we're having that conversation, I added a note to the bottom that says, like, no, it is not 9 minutes long. But anyway, so that's a separate episode that you guys can go enjoy today or this week.
Written with Aaron Dessner.
So which ones are the ones that are written with Aaron Dessner?
We have sorry, I'm skimming through. So Long London.
Mm-hmm.
But Daddy, I Love Him. We have LOML. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. And Clarabelle.
Yeah. And then there's 2 on here that are written solely by Taylor Swift. Yes. And that is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? And
My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of terrifying in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot believe just everything that we're experiencing right now. Like, just like as Swifties, like, this is nuts. Like, it's like being a real life detective.
The weight I felt when you said that.
Why?
I don't know. It was just like, ooh, this is a lot of work.
Being a Swiftie is a full-time job.
It is.
It's like you clock out of your other job and then you clock into your Swiftie job. You know, like it's nuts. It's crazy, and it's the best thing ever. Like, I'm so thankful to be living at the same time as Taylor Swift and, like, experiencing this just in real time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it is so chaotic, and there's so many layers to this. Like, there's so many layers to Taylor Swift's discography and her Easter eggs, especially the more she writes and the more she creates, the more you connect. And so, like, even right before we started recording this podcast, like, we're in the morning show studios. And so, like, our co-hosts, Justin and JC, they were leaving. They're like, oh, what are you guys recording an episode about? And I was like, well,
emergency.
I was like, how do I explain this? And I was like, well, the QR code, it led to an error that said 3, 2, 1. And they were like, oh, what does that mean? And I was like, well,
I don't really know.
We've seen this before. I was like, I don't have enough time to sit here and explain.
They're out the door.
I was like, you're just gonna have to go back and listen to the episode. But it's It's incredible. I apologize for talking at such a rapid speed in this episode.
No, you really are fine. I know you feel it.
I feel so flustered because I have so much adrenaline. I have so much like Swiftie zoomies. And like on Thursday night, like we're going to stay up, you know, to do our live stream. And then we have to work the next day. We work very early in the morning. Like our morning show starts at 6. And everybody's been like, oh my God, you're going to be so tired. And I'm like, yeah, but also I know myself and I know my body, and the way that like a new Taylor Swift anything is equivalent of drinking 13 shots of espresso, like it's pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
I actually one time we had tossed around the idea of on the morning show doing the whole show without drinking coffee just to see how we would do. And I had planned
just listen to Taylor
to
Swift.
just listen to listen to like Ready for It, like to listen to all of these Taylor Swift songs that I know just hype me up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how I'll get through the day.
It's a good plan.
Am I crazy?
A little bit. I think this was what it's like being a Swiftie. A little crazy.
So what are you like hoping for, anticipating for the rest of the week, I guess?
Well, more chaos.
Yeah.
I think she'll be having fun playing games with us. We don't know what's coming, but I do think something else. I've seen talks of maybe music video, teasers.
I haven't even thought of music videos.
Yeah. I'm excited for everyone else to do the work and we find it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, let me check real quick to see if there's an Apple word of the day before we before we sign off. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I don't see anything right now. Okay, yeah, okay, wait, I just saw this tweet. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I don't know. There's so much going on. Okay, I don't see an Apple word of the day as of right now. But there will be one at some point today.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been so fun. This is insane. This is crazy. And we're so happy to be a part of it. Thank you guys for tuning into our emergency episode. Do we have anything else that we needed to cover?
I don't think so. We talked about the live listening party and Swifties in the Park and the chaos to continue.
The chaos to continue.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If you're interested in Swifties in the Park, you can get all the info and tickets at the13podcast.net. It's our new website, actually, where you can also catch up with episodes and things like that in case you need everything in one place. We finally have it. And yeah, let us know what you guys think. And if you happen to be in any of the cities where things are happening, please tag us so we can see everything and live vicariously through you. I'm wondering if throughout the week more things are going to pop up in more cities.
Yes.
So I guess we'll just see what happens. And it's kind of fun that we did this in the dark.
I know. It's not too bad.
Swifties in the Park. Swifties in the dark. Okay, thank you guys. I'm Anna.
And I'm Amy. So silly.
Thanks for listening. The 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.